I don't really know what I expected from a cop banging on a college kid's door, but it was like, I was like, yeah, the whole room was like shaking. It was really scary. Hello friends, how are you? I hope you're doing super well today. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today I'm going to be sharing what's probably my most dramatic and most interesting story from my freshman year of college. It is the story of how I went through 3 dorm rooms and 4 roommates in a single year, one at a time. Got some big old cozy vibes going on. I'm wearing my dad's sweatshirt. Have my tea, it's Earl Grey, Emily. Oh, my friend Emily just started a YouTube channel, so if you like books, reading, and talking about books, then go follow her. I'll link her channel below. You might recognize her from actually several of my videos, but mainly this one. Check out that video if you haven't seen it. I think it's hilarious. And check out her channel if you're interested. I guess I'll leave a little counter in the bottom here for which roommate and room and stuff I'm on, so that you can skip around if you want. The real juicy stuff is roommate 3. I started my freshman year of college the summer before, and the amazing opportunity to be in a part of this summer program where I met most of my friends. I talked about this all in my freshman year video, but signing up for that program was literally the best decision I've ever made for myself, hands down. So really, really thankful for that opportunity. But for that program, I stayed in the dorms, and that's where I had my first roommate, Grace. So Grace, if you're watching, I never had the roommate experience before, and Grace was like the perfect first roommate. Like, we were friends, you know, but we weren't like so close that we could never sleep kind of thing. Like, we were talking all night or anything. So that was really the perfect experience. We were both clean, you know. Literally 0 complaints about Grace. She was a perfect roommate, and we talked a lot through the year about how we missed each other as roommates, and we wished that we could have gone back to being roommates again because it was so nice. Like, my expectations for roommates after Grace were very high, and not everyone lived up to that expectation. I was only roommates with Grace for a month, which was really sad because it was literally the perfect roommate situation. So once the program was over, I went back home, and then let me just backtrack a little bit and say that in high school, like my senior year, when I had to make decisions on where to apply, where to go to college, and all that stuff, I had like massive amounts of anxiety about that. Yeah, the college decision process was really not pretty for me. I didn't know where I wanted to go, didn't know what I wanted my major to be. It took a long time to figure out my major. I'm still not 100%, you know, to be honest with you, but I don't think I'm gonna change it. So anyway, lots of stress. I didn't want to talk about it. I literally did whatever I could to avoid talking about it, making decisions, all that stuff. So eventually I had to make a decision. I chose my school, which I'm so thankful that I chose the school I did. Because of all that anxiety, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna do a random roommate because I don't have any close friends from high school who go to the same college as me. So I didn't know anyone really, and all the people that I did know going there, I did not want to room with. So I just said, I guess I'll do it random, see how that works out. I lived in a suite with 2 other people, my roommate, and then my suite mate Alyssa, who is still one of my close friends. Love Alyssa. So Alyssa, if you're watching, yeah, so I'm not gonna be really like mentioning my roommates' names unless I'm still friends with them. Just a little heads up. So my first roommate, she moved in. I met her on moving day. She was really shy, which isn't really something that's good for me because I'm pretty shy. So like being around someone who's even more shy than I am isn't really like productive for me, I guess. I don't know. But we got to know each other a little bit. We went to dinner together that first night. We went to this cute little cafe on the east side. It was nice. Yeah, we just got to know each other that night, and we didn't really talk that much. She was really sweet though. I mean, really, I didn't know what I was missing until too late. I don't think she was like adjusting well to the whole college thing. My sweet mate Alyssa wasn't really either, and I was having trouble as well. So it was just like not a great first week for any of us. And then eventually, after like a week and a half, I think, of living in the dorms, my roommate decided that she was going to be going back home. I don't really know the circumstances, she didn't go into detail, and I didn't want to pry or anything, so I'm not sure exactly why, and even if I was, I probably wouldn't put it on the internet. But she left after like a week or two. And then I had the room to myself, which was actually quite nice. Alyssa and I were living the life in our suite of 2 people. It was literally perfect. We both had our own rooms. There were only 2 people using the bathroom, which was amazing. I used to have Emily over for sleepovers, which was really fun. I would have movie nights with Emily and Jake sometimes. It was really just like perfect. When we had the suite to ourselves, it was amazing, as I said many times. And then I get an email saying that I'm getting a new roommate soon. I'm like, great. When your roommate moves out, there's always a chance that someone else is going to be put in that room. I mean, people move out or move around a lot in the dorms for several reasons. Found out I was getting a new roommate, and I did meet her once before she moved in. She just came over to like look at the room and stuff. I'm very thankful that I got to the room when I did, because you're supposed to leave the other half of the room empty in case you get a new roommate, and I did not do that. I turned the other bed into a couch for a while, which is a really nice setup, but you know, technically not allowed. So she came in to look at the room, everything was fine, she seemed nice. And then she moved in, and we just did not click. We have very different lifestyles. I don't have anything bad to say about her now. I mean, I probably would have when we were living together, not gonna lie to you. I was not really happy in that situation. Yeah, I think the main thing is that like our lifestyles were just so different. Like, I'm not a partier, not a drinker. We were just very, very different people. And so Alyssa and I were not really vibing with that situation, but we lived through it, you know? I came home one day, I can't remember when this was, but I smelled weed in our room. Like, the whole room like smelled very strongly of weed. I was like, okay, cool. So she's smoking in the room now. Not really too happy about that. Oh, at the beginning of the year, we all signed roommate agreements, but we did not sign a roommate agreement when my new roommate moved in. I don't know if that really would have helped anything, but like, whatever. She was just like really messy. She never cleaned. Alyssa and I did all the cleaning, mostly Alyssa, but you know, I helped. She was messy, she smoked in the room. I don't know how often she did that. I don't think it was very often, but there was one time where I for sure knew. And so I had a friend who worked security, and I think I went down there to ask her like if I could report my roommate for smoking in the room, but if they need physical evidence to do anything about it, so I couldn't report her then, even though it was obvious that someone had been smoking in there. You know, I am usually not like a snitch or anything, but I really was not happy in this situation, so I was like, you know what, if reporting her gets her to leave, then I'm gonna do it. Which, looking back on it, was kind of immature, you know? I don't know that I handled the situation in the best way, whatever. Judge me if you want, that's fine. I don't remember if this was before or after I knew she had smoked in the room, but I went to sleep and she wasn't there. She was gone a lot of nights and like never told anyone that she wasn't gonna be there, which is like, I mean, do whatever you want really, like that's fine, but I feel like I would definitely have let Alyssa, and probably her as well, know that I was gonna be gone for the night, but you know, it's fine. That's not really that big of a deal. But I went to sleep. She wasn't there. And then when I woke up the next morning, she was back. So she came in when I was sleeping, I guess. And there was a guy in our room. So that really freaked me out because I woke up and there was a guy in our room who wasn't there when I went to sleep the last night. So I was like really, first of all, kind of scared. And second of all, really mad about that because like, it's just a really weird situation, you know? Like, what if I had been getting dressed or whatever and didn't realize he was there? Like, it took me a while. I don't know. Must have been really, really skinny or something because I did not see him at first. And then I realized there was someone else in the room. I was like, not a fun time. I was just, you know, disliking her more and more. And then eventually, I was in the room at one point, she was gone, and I noticed that she had left a pipe out, like a pipe that you smoke weed from. And I was like, I wonder if I could report her for that. And I didn't want like anything seriously bad to happen to her. Like I didn't want her to get arrested or anything like that. I did not know any of the consequences to any breaking of rules in the dorms. So I went down to the security desk and I was like, what would happen if my roommate left a pipe out? I guess I wasn't clear enough that I had meant it to be hypothetical because the cops got called and they filled out an incident report. There were like 3 RAs in our room. Thank God she was gone. The cop came up to our room. It was a whole ordeal. The cop was like asking me questions and it was a stressful situation, but it's fine. But since she was there, they were like, well, when she comes in later tonight, like when she checks in, we'll talk to her then. Turns out she did not come home that night, so they weren't able to talk to her for a while. I think it took like a few days. I don't know why it took so long for them to get a hold of her, because it's not like she was just gone for like a week or whatever. I was hanging out in Alyssa's room one night, as I did very often back then. And she was in our room. I was probably doing homework on Alyssa's floor or something, and my roommate was in our room, and all of a sudden I hear someone like banging on the door like really hard. And I don't really know what I expected from a cop banging on a college kid's door, but it was like, I was like, yeah, the whole room was like shaking. It was really scary. And I think he like was yelling her name through the door too. I was like freaking out because I didn't want the cop to tell her that I had reported her. Oh, and before the cop came, she noticed that the pipe was gone. Like I heard her talking on the phone to one of her friends saying that like someone had taken it, and I was really freaking out about the whole situation because I've never like done that before. I've never like told on anyone. Yeah, I was in Alyssa's room, thank goodness, freaking out. And then the cop came in, talked to her. I don't remember exactly what happened with that. I really don't know if she ever got punished or anything. I think the cop told her that it was me who had reported her because she came to me one day and was like, yeah, he told me that he talked to you. I was like, what? Why would they do that? That seems really dangerous. In this case, it was fine. Like, she didn't like me, that's fine. I don't like everyone I meet, and I don't expect anyone or everyone to like me either. She probably didn't trust me after that. She definitely was more careful not to do anything that would upset me after that. Being anxious to go to your own room every night is just not a good feeling. So I decided around Thanksgiving break maybe that I did not want to live there anymore. So I filled out a request to change rooms over the semester break, and when Christmas break started, I moved out. My only regret with that whole situation is handling it better with Alyssa, because I like didn't want to tell her because I was afraid it would hurt her feelings, and then I waited too long to tell her, and then it was just like kind of a mess. And so I guess I don't really like regret it, but I do feel kind of bad about that. yeah, I don't really like to say that I regret anything, but I do feel a little bit bad about that situation. It's fine now, we're still friends, you know, but I could have handled that better. I moved into the new dorm when second semester starts, and I spent like the first couple of weeks there in my own room, which I'm really thankful for. I didn't move into like a suite where everyone was already friends and stuff, but I was so much happier at this new dorm. So when I moved in, I had my own room, and it was nice, you know, it was really nice, but I hadn't learned my lesson yet, I guess. So I was like, you know what, I'm kind of lonely in this room by myself. So I had a friend, Lauren, who was not a huge fan of her roommate, which is really funny, by the way, because her roommate went to my high school, and I didn't know that until like several months into the year that her roommate went to my high school, and I knew her. It was really funny. Anyway, so Lauren moved into my room after a couple of weeks of me living in my own room, and you know, that was a good situation too. I had a lot of fun with Lauren. She's literally one of the most loving people that I know. I really enjoyed having Lauren as a roommate, and that was how I finished my year. I would have been totally fine finishing the year out with Lauren as a roommate, but it didn't really work out that way, did it? But I mean, really, like, what's the point in wishing that things had been different? I try not to do that because doesn't fix anything. Things happened the way that they happened. What's the point in wishing that it was different, you know? So that is the very long story of how I went through 4 roommates in 3 different rooms in my first year of college. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, you know? And subscribe if you would like to. I'd love to see you again. Hopefully I will see you here on Sunday. This is a little bonus video this week. So hopefully I'll see you right here again on Sunday. Bye!